If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you never miss an upload. Okay, we're going to go over how to press the defense glitchy. It's glitchy. You could use a linebacker on Tyreek Hill. I could use a linebacker on Amari Cooper, which I'll show you here in a second. Now, it works best if your opponent is closer to the goal line, just so you don't have as much field to cover. But if they do something, let me just show you what this is real quick. I'm going to put Amari Cooper on a fade. Now, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take Van Der Esch. I wouldn't do this with a linebacker on a halfback, on a receiver, but I'm just trying to prove a point here. And then you don't have to change him to man coverage. You could keep him in their zone. What you're going to do is bring whoever you want to use or cover, bring him over and get as close as you can to him. Now, before the snap and then through the whole play, you're going to press and hold L1. That's the defensive assist button. Now, when they call hike, you're going to still press and hold L1 throughout the whole play. But now, when they call hike, I'm going to press turbo and then the left stick up. And look at that. I'm running with Cooper the whole time. And realistically, Cooper should have been burned. He should have been burning me. Now, if they, this isn't 100% effective because watch. Now, Cooper's on a slant. I don't know, man, if you want to try, if they're doing slants and you know that, you could maybe try and just do your coverage adjustments inside. But we'll try it here. You're going to press and hold L1. They call hike. That's when I hit turbo and up on the left stick. And I'm running with him. I'm running with him. Eventually, Cooper will burn you if on a slant or an out route. This doesn't work well on out routes, long out routes, or in routes. But let me just show you how this looked here. See, you get like a speed burst while holding L1, but eventually Cooper will burn, especially if it's a linebacker. You could use a safety. Get as close as you possibly can. Even though that safety's on the deep blue, once you press and hold L1, it doesn't matter what assignment he's in. So this works best if you're sending the house, you're blitzing people, and they like to only go to one guy. You could even use the defensive back that's on him. Get real close to him. And you're jamming him at the line of scrimmage right there. Hopefully the blitz gets in before anything happens. Like if before Cooper will burn his guy. So you want to send the house. This is what I like to do. Use it as a blitzing. Like blitz the house and then cover their number one guy. You could take him away. Now I just want to show you in the very beginning of that play, Diggs got burnt, but because you're pressing and holding L1 and turbo, look how fast you recover. See that? Right there, Cooper got burnt, but because you're pressing L1 and R2, you recover fast. And if he threw that, you could have picked that ball off. Again, look, I'm going to put Cooper on a fade route. I'm going to use Van Der Esch. I wouldn't normally use Van Der Esch, but look, Van Der Esch is on that 3-rec hook. I'm going to press and hold L1 through the whole play. Once they call hike, I'm going to hit up on the left stick and turbo. And look, I am all over him. But Cooper should have burnt me at the line of scrimmage. And look, this is what it looks like if you do it right. It's like you're slowing him up while you're getting a speed burst. Now, if that safety help wasn't there, maybe Cooper would have got this. That's why I don't like to do this when your opponent has a large field in front of them. That's why I like to do this best. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. And it doesn't matter with what formation, what play you're doing. It does not matter at all. But it does, I think it works best if your opponent doesn't have far to go. Let's say I want to use Parsons on Cooper, press and hold L1, they call hike. You're going to press up on the left stick and then R2. This is what I want to show you. If they're bunched up and you mean to cover Cooper, what can happen is you get a little switch, and not on purpose. I wanted to cover Cooper, but with the L1, with the defensive assist, you can't, when they're bunched, when they're real close together like this, you have no choice in who you're covering. But again, once it looks like this, where you're connected almost, that's how you know you're doing it right. And using somebody like Parsons is super fast. That's why if you want to try and do Cooper, maybe go on the inside of him, press and hold L1. See, that's why you got to be careful when they're bunched. It's hard to do when they're bunched. And another point that I made before, long out routes, you can get burnt on in and out routes. You see that? And I'm pressing and holding L1 the whole time, right here. So this is what destroys this glitchy pass coverage. In routes, far in and out routes. So just be careful when the receivers are bunched together like that. But it works, let's see, when they're spread apart a little bit better. Okay, let's say you have Van Der Esch. You're going to put him on this tight end. Look at that. That's great coverage right there. And you could switch up on who you're going to do this with. Let's say you're going to bring this safety down. Don't go off sides, but go as close as you can to get to him. Press and hold L1 and R2. Doesn't matter if anybody's close to him. You could bring another player over and manually guard him. And even if they get beat like I just did, you're moving a little bit faster to catch up to them. So like slant routes, in routes, they're going to be tough to stop. But look how quick I'm moving on them. So you get the point here. I like to do it when you're close. Well, when your opponent's close to the end zone, and then I like to maybe not up against 5 wide, but like to do it when you're all out blitzing. Then you could really do some damage, especially if you know who your opponent likes to throw to. You could send an all out blitz, again, not against 5 wide, but then you could go and man coverage who you know your opponent likes to go to. He'll hesitate, and maybe stuff like this will happen. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'm JP Storm at GamingAuthority.com.